I came to library science at UNC. I was attracted because it was the #1 program, and loved North Carolina. I was really excited to be there. And library science was something I was very interested in as a student. I worked in the library at my undergraduate college, supporting technology there, and I wanted to do more of that. I was also a history major, and I loved the research side of things. So I wanted to explore and kind of pursue what opportunities might exist in academic libraries. And I started out as a graduate assistant, reference assistant at NC State University in a role there, and just really loved it. I fell in love with the program, loved the technological kind of aspect of it, in addition to the research that I loved doing. So that was what brought me to UNC. I applied to the EPA Library internship because I had heard such wonderful things about it from folks who had been a part of it long before my time. It's been there for many, many years now, and had always heard about how wonderful it was in terms of giving students real opportunities to engage as colleagues with others in the library and to work directly with researchers. And to me, that was very, very exciting. And upon arrival, I found that my expectations were not disappointed at all. If anything, I thought it was really an excellent experience where you got to rotate through working in different parts of the library. And that exposure is rare, I think, especially as a student, to find those opportunities where you're brought in for your expertise and to really, really learn right alongside at the same time that you're serving as a colleague in that institution. And so being able to be at the EPA library was something brand new to me. I had never worked in a government facility before. And that exposure was just so important, very eye-opening about the different types of work you can do in an institution, in a library, different type of research, and a lot of fun. My favorite thing about working at the EPA library, my favorite memory, I suppose, was getting to put together sort of an open house event at the EPA library for the researchers to bring them in. And I worked directly with the EPA library director at the time to design that event, to market it. And I was very interested as a graduate student in marketing for libraries. So getting the actual experience of doing that work together with the library director set me up so well for my next job. I ended up becoming an outreach and promotions librarian for a consortium. And having had that experience of building an event specifically designed for researchers at the EPA, bringing them into the library, sort of exposing them to the collections, giving them an opportunity to interact with the staff, and also working with vendors to get promotional items and having an opportunity to kind of see that side of things as well. That was such a wonderful experience for me. So that combined with other opportunities to teach some basic information seeking classes to researchers was just so cool. That was such a great experience. Really an opportunity to sort of stretch a little bit and try something new, and something to talk about in interviews when I was getting that first sort of professional MLS job. So throughout my career, I feel like I've leaned on my EPA library experience because it did give me such broad exposure to different workings of the library. In particular, now I work for a nonprofit organization that is a consortium, and we support all different kinds of programs and services for libraries, including electronic resource licensing, resource sharing, grant kind of activities that support open and affordable education, and bringing together the experience of the EPA library. I was really able to translate a lot of those kinds of experiences that I got as an intern, so that I have a broader understanding of people who are on the ground working in academic institutions that I support now, having served in some of those roles and gone through rotations as an intern. Really gave me a much broader experience to draw on. Now, as a consortium director, I draw on that regularly. Sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it, and I know that experience has shaped me and the way that I approach support for the librarians that I work with. Having a community and cohort from the EPA library experience has just been wonderful. Almost everybody that I've worked with, I still bump into at my conferences that I go to, and various networking events. But in addition to that, they've been wonderful references for me professionally as I've grown and explored other positions. In particular, all three of my direct supervisors that I had during the EPA library internship played a really important role in helping me get my next thing, my next job, my next professional experience. And those folks have become longtime friends for me, longtime colleagues, people who I turn to and ask questions of. And I just can't speak highly enough of the experience that I had while I was there, both with my supervisors, the library director, the assistant director, and the folks that I worked with in that capacity, as well as my colleagues who were working as peers right alongside of me, who were also going through the program. Many of them I run into and whenever the moment presents itself, try to get together with and share experiences of what we're working on, because many times we're kind of working on similar things. So it's been really fun to stay in touch. Some folks have stayed in libraries, some moved on to other types of careers. One of my good friends who I made at the EPA library as a peer now works for Google. I've got folks who are, assistant deans at university libraries, and so some library directors. So it's really great to get a chance to hear what they're working on and just see the many different career paths that the EPA library internship has kind of propelled us toward. But still stay in touch with many of those colleagues.